grades is one thing, but there's so much more to you than just grades. There's so much more to you than just grades, man. Okay, you're defined by a grade. You got a C, so you're a failure. You got a D, so you're a failure. You got an A star, so you're smart and you're gonna get very far in life. No, not really. I disagree with that. There are people that get all A stars, get into the top universities, great. Academically, they're fantastic, brilliant. But then when it comes to practical, real life stuff, they're absolutely zero. They have no clue or no idea how to deal with the real life. Because academics can only get you to a certain point. After that, after that, like think about it. You do GCSEs, A Levels, university. After that, you're fending for yourself now. You're out in the world fending for yourself. And if you don't build those skills that I had to learn, I've grown up to think that, okay, grades is everything. You have to have an education, that you have to get all the A stars, or you have to get first class degree so that you'll be seen high in society. Okay, so I did that. I got first class degree, fine. You know, when I got a first class at my degree, right? I'll tell you this. When I got first class at my degree, maybe failure could be the best thing for you. There's always opportunities. You see, opportunities come for those people who seek it and look for it. You need to learn how to think. You know what to think, but you don't know how to think. As you're going through these periods of times where you're feeling stressed and you're feeling the pressure, I just want you to remember this, that grades don't define you. From someone who's been there and done it, that is going to be okay, man. Seriously, it'll be okay. I don't want you to feel that you're alone in this. Okay, right, let's talk about grades. It's kind of ironic because you are going through these exam periods to get the grades, but I'm going to share to you something a bit more different compared to what most people will say to you about grades. Maybe some of you might not agree with this, which is okay. Listen, I'm not doing this channel, I'm not doing these videos so that everyone agrees with me. That is not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this to share my kind of experience, my things that I've seen, and if people can take value from it, great. Now, the thing with grades is right now, obviously you're doing these exams, whether you're doing GCSEs, A Levels, or university exams, you're doing these exams. And the way we've kind of been conditioned in society is that, okay, you need to get the grades, because if you don't get the grades, you are a failure. If you don't get the grades, you are seen as to society as someone who is just not good enough, who, is just a failure, right? So, and we kind of think that, okay, if we don't get the grades, we are not good enough. That our social status, if you like, is not up there because we are failures. We haven't got the grades, and those people that have got the A's and A stars and got the universities and got into the top universities and got into the good jobs, their social status is high. But I disagree with that. And the reason why I disagree with this is because, you see, we think that the way I look at it essentially is, okay, you're doing your GCSEs to get the grades, right? But what are you getting the grades for? Okay, now forget about your parents, forget about your teachers. Essentially, if you look at the system, the way the education system is built is you're getting the grades for GCSE so that you can go and do A Levels. Okay, especially if you want to get good grades. So you achieve those grades to do A Levels. And then for A Levels, what are you getting the grades for? You're achieving those grades so that you can get into a good university, because that's the requirement that the university wants. That is a requirement that, they want you to get the grades, a certain amount of grades. And then once you get the grades from university, why are you getting the degree for? You gain the degree so then you can get a job. That is a system, right? That essentially is a system. And we've been put into this box of system where, okay, if you do your GCSEs well, so then you can do your A Levels. Do your A Levels well, so you can go into university. Do your university well, get the good degree, so then you can get a job. Get a good job, so then you can go buy a house, get a house, family, you know what it is, right? And the reason why I disagree with this is because you're stressing yourself out right now, which is very understandable. I get it because you're in this emotional state right now where you're doing the exams. And maybe you've been told by people that, okay, if you don't get the grades, your life is over. And I disagree with that, because the reason why is grades don't define you as a person, right? Grades don't define you. It is a social status. It's a social measurement of you. That's all it is. There's so many other opportunities as well outside of just education. Now, I'm not saying education is bad, because you see, I'm a hypocrite, right? You can say I'm a hypocrite because, I'm running a business in maths, teaching maths. And I even say this to the students. I say, listen, maths is not important. Maths is not important. What it is important for, why I'm doing this, is so that you can go to the next level, which is your A Levels, which is then your university. That is what it is needed for. But in terms of life, listen, let's be honest, right? You're doing all these subjects, except if you're doing like medicine, engineering, and those kind of standard ones. Most of the other ones, where are you going to really use these subjects for in real life? Let's be honest, in real practical life, where are you going to use this? Right? Because the reason why I'm saying this is because I know there's going to be people in the comments that will say, no, grades is important. No, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, okay, listen, man, like I've done this. I've done my GCSEs, I've done my A Levels, I've done my degree, I've done my university, I worked in the corporate world, I worked at a top investment bank. I've done all that stuff, but I've moved away from it. I've completely moved away from that. So what you're going through, I've experienced, and I moved away from it because I realized, I understood, like, okay, this is not working. I have to move, I have to change, I have to do something else. So for those who are going to say that in the comments, you can say what you want, but I've experienced it, and I'm just sharing this because I think it could be valuable for you. I disagree in the sense that I feel people put a lot of emphasis on, like attachment and emphasis on getting the grades. You have to get all the A stars. But grades is just one part of you. There's so much more that makes you as a person, your personality, your personal skills, your communication skills. Like how are you as a person? Like what kind of other things are you doing outside? It's not just grades. If you're so fixated on grades, what about your social skills? How you talk with people? Those are those are even more important, I would say, when you go into real life. Because your grades, all your grades does, right? I'll be honest with you here. All your grades does is just get you to the next level. That's all it does. It might get you through the door, like an interview, fine. But then what do you think happens once you're in the interview stage? Your grades is take, that's fine. Now they're going to look at you as a person. What kind of person are you? How do you come across as a person? Do you know how to talk? Do you know how to hold a conversation? Can you do any of those things? How are you as a person? What kind of other things are you doing that makes you an interesting person? I hope you can understand where I'm coming from, right? I think some people feel like me, I've seen in the comments, they think that I'm trying to bring people down. I'm not trying to bring you down, man. I want you to do well. I genuinely want you to do well. I don't really need to do these videos. Look how many videos I've been putting, right? I genuinely want you to do well because I've been in your shoes. I've been there, I've done it, and I got out of it because I've done what everyone has asked me to do. I didn't like it. I got the grades as well. And I just feel that we're in this kind of period where we've always been in this period, but we feel like, if we don't get the grades, our life is over. No, your life is not over. I can tell you that your life is not over. And I'll give you an example. Listen, I studied electrical engineering, right? I did electrical engineering, and I was the only person in my whole batch at university that went and worked at an investment bank. Everyone else did an engineering job. I was you could say the black sheep, right? I was the one that did something completely different. I worked in an investment bank. And then from there, I left all of that corporate work to then go and start a business in teaching maths. And then now I'm doing a software company as well on top of that. So you see, my life, look, the way I'm doing is like this, but that is okay. Do you know why? Because I'm experimenting as I'm going along, and I'm doing things that I want to do. And that's the best thing that I can do, because now when I look at myself and when I look back at my life as what I've been doing and how I'm going with life, I don't have any regrets, man. I don't have any regrets, because for me, the worst thing that you can have is you're 80 years old, you're in your deathbed, right? And you think, oh, damn, I wish I did this. I wish I actually went and done that venture. I wish I started this business, or I wish I went into this field. I wish I did this degree. I don't have any of that regret. Regret will bring you down, man. Regret scares the shit out of me. I don't want to have regret in my life, because I know I can't do anything. Once I have that regret, I can't go back in time and change it. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that I want you to understand that I know right now you're feeling stress, and there's a lot of emotions and a lot of expectation of you to get those grades, a lot of pressure at that as well. But I want you to as well understand, as a person that's done it and been there, to just remind you that even if you don't get the grade, it's not over. Like for me, the way I look at it is very simple. As long as you put in the work and you've done everything that you can, like literally put the work in, right? You've done everything you can. Even if you don't get the grade after that, that is okay. Because you know in your heart of your heart that you've done everything you can. Not everyone's going to be great at everything. Maybe there's some people like that, and that's fine. But that is not you. You're different. You have some strengths in certain fields. You just haven't found those strengths yet. And you're going to be going through your trials and tribulations, your experimentation of where that could be. That's exciting, man. That is exciting. It's exciting for you to, okay, I've done all my parents have asked me to do. Now I'm going to go and experiment. I'm going to try this venture. I'm going to go in this field. And then you're going to see how it feels. You're going to see if this is something that works for you. A lot of people these days are saying, oh, I want to go into this, and then they spend only like 1 or 2 months, and then because it didn't work they give up. No, you can't be spending 1 or 2 months on that. You got to give it at least 6, 12 months, a year, 2 years to really go in, dive in and see how it is. And then if it still doesn't work and you don't like it after, then okay, cool, you change your path a bit more. That's it. You just slightly tilt it to a different path. Experimentation is the best thing that you can do at your age. Why? Because you got one of the best things, you got one of the biggest thing in your hands that I don't have and older people don't have. You know what that is? You got time on your side, man. You got time. But to be fair, I have time as well, to be fair. So okay, fine. But if you compare like, you know, us to, for example, like a 50, 60, 70-year-old, they don't have as much time. Time is your biggest asset and you got to use that wisely. And it's annoying because I've had this as well from my parents, from my family, from teachers that, oh, you have to get the grades. If you don't get the grades, you're a failure. And I've grown up to think that, okay, grades is everything, that you have to have an education, that you have to get all the A stars, or you have to get first class degree so that you'll be seen high in society. Okay, so I did that. I got first class degree, fine. You know, when I got first class at my degree, right? I'll tell you this. When I got first class at my degree, in the results day, I didn't feel a single thing, man. I didn't feel a single thing. It was more like, oh, hey, mom, I've done it for you. There you go. It didn't bring me any joy, any fulfillment at all. Maybe to you it will, fine. But for me, it didn't. You know why? Because I wasn't fulfilled, man. I was doing a degree because I did not know what I wanted to do. So I said, okay, let me do this degree as a backup plan. Fine, I'll do it. And then I said to myself after going in the corporate, and like I said, I can go deeper into this after, but I said, I need to change myself. I need to do something for vidhoosh. What can vidhoosh do to impact the world? What can vidhoosh do so that he looks back and he's proud of himself? His future self will look at him and be like, well done, vidhoosh. I'm proud that you took the risk. I'm proud that you had the courage to sacrifice everything to go and do what you wanted to do. And you put in the work and you were consistent. You did not give up. To me, that was the fulfillment. To me, that's what gave me joy, even though there was so much challenges. So I want you, like, what I'm telling you right now is experience. Like, it's what I've gone through, what I'm still going through. And when I look back at it, I'm like, why did I even stress out about my grades that much? That's my hindsight now, right? You probably won't be able to see it right now because you're in the midst of it, but that's okay. I just want to remind you, as a gentle reminder, that from someone who's been there and done it, that it's going to be okay, man. Seriously, it'll be okay. I don't want you to feel that you're alone in this. This is why I'm building this channel, this community. Because I feel like even after the exams, we're going to build this even bigger. I'm gonna bring these experiences. We're gonna share these experiences. It's gonna help you in your life so that you don't have to feel that you're alone in this. That you can at least get help from all the people in this community together to achieve the goal that you want for your life. That's the best. To be fair, I wish I had something like that, man. But I know back in our days we didn't have YouTube, so yeah, it is what it is. So I just want you to understand that grades is one thing, but there's so much more to you than just grades. There's so much more to you than just grades, man. Like, how about improving you talking with someone, your communication skill? Like for me, when I do group classes, right, when I teach maths, and the reason why I do that is I do it because it improves people's communication, how they talk with each other, the social skills. It improves my social skills as well, because for me it's like, okay, how do I communicate with this person? I love it. I enjoy it, man. That's the essence of life. You're here to talk with other people, to communicate, to interact, to bond. And we're now here where, okay, you're defined by a grade. You got a C, so you're a failure. You got a D, so you're a failure. You got an A star, so you're smart and you're going to get very far in life. No, not really. Not really. I disagree with that. And if people don't see it that way, check out all the people that are multimillionaires, billionaires even. They left education, man. They dropped out of university. That's a whole other story, of course, because that's a level of entrepreneurship where that not a lot of people would do that, but it's evidence that grades in itself is not everything. as you're going through these periods of times where you're feeling stressed and you're feeling the pressure, I just want you to remember this, that grades don't define you. Even if you fail, maybe failure could be the best thing for you. And this is where it sounds a bit like, whoa, what are you talking about, Vidhoosh? But hear me out. Failure could be the best thing for you because what it will do is it will make you change yourself and move you in a different direction, change your path a bit. It will wake you up a bit. Because sometimes some people are lazy, they're not willing to put the work, right? And you need something to hit you hard, like someone slapping you or you hit a wall for you to wake up. And that could be the best thing that could happen to you. But most people don't look at failure like that. I certainly did not look at failure like that at the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't get the grades, or this person's better than me, so I'm a failure. But now I actually look at failure like, okay, oh, I didn't do this the right way. Okay, what can I do differently so I can change the outcome of this? So it doesn't come like that. Failure is such an important lesson, man. It's what will lead you to success. That's what I was saying before, right? People always look at success like, wow, this person's so successful, this person's great, this person is very well off. But have you looked at this person's failures? The track of failures that this person has done is what got him or her to where they are right now. But people don't talk about that. They only look at the highs, right? Yeah. It's something that I know maybe I had to share this because you are going through a lot of difficult periods right now emotionally, and I just want you to know that it's not the end all be all. Okay, of course, if you're set on certain degrees like medicine and all that stuff, you have to get the grades, but then even then not really, because you can still defer it and try again the next year. There's always opportunities. You see, opportunities come for those people who seek it and look for it, right? If you're kind of in your mindset thinking that you're a failure, those opportunities that will come and knocking at your door, they will go away. You won't even be able to see them. Why? Because your mindset is not even in that right mindset of trying to look for opportunities, because you're worried and you're thinking you're a failure. So when there's an opportunity that was there, you could have taken it, but because your mind was completely somewhere else, you've completely missed that opportunity. Opportunities are everywhere. If you open your eyes, you're open-minded and you're curious, you will see opportunities. It's a fact of life, man. It's a fact of life. And the way these education systems have gone these days is they want you to learn certain things in a certain way. You know, they say, okay, learn this. Let's say learn this, learn this, learn this. Fine. But what I've realized and what I've noticed is they don't teach you how to think. They don't teach you how to think, man. Like, they tell you what you have to learn, and that's why we're lazy. But it's like, are you seeking? Are you trying to do things outside extra? How can you be 1-2 steps ahead of that? This is where I'm trying to kind of like change that mindset, or trying to get you to see a different mindset where it's like, you need to learn how to think. You know what to think, but you don't know how to think. And you need to learn that, but the schools won't teach you that. So this is where you go in the real world and you say, okay, wow, like, because I guarantee you, like, listen, man, there are people that get all A stars, get into the top universities, great. Academically, they're fantastic, brilliant. But then when it comes to practical, real life stuff, they're absolutely zero. They have no clue or no idea how to deal with the real life. Because they're just academically so focused, or being so focused, they completely forgot about the real world. How to socially interact with people, how to deal with practical issues, how to solve problems. This is even more important, to be fair. Because academics can only get you to a certain point. After that, like, think about it. You do GCSE, A Levels, university. After that, you're fending for yourself now. You're out in the world fending for yourself. And if you don't build those skills that I had to learn when I left the corporate world, man, it's hard. I'm so glad I built those skills. You see, those skills that I've learned more when I left the corporate world. So I've learned more in 4 or 5 years than I've learned for the last, what we could say, 22 years combined. 22, 23 years combined, I would say. I've learned more in that 4 years because I went in the real world. I experienced failures. I experienced rejections. I experienced how to deal with issues. I experienced a lot of breakdowns. I said, okay, fine. How do I pivot here? How do I go here? That is what people don't really talk about. I don't know, man. This video is going a bit off tangent, but I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. Again, I'm not trying to bring you down. I want the best for you, man. Like, the best thing that this channel could do is, wow, Vidhoosh, I took some of the practical steps that you've done and my life has changed. Brilliant. I'm happy. I'm good with that, man. I'm good. I'm not making this shit up, man. I'm not making this shit up. I'm just literally telling you what, I'm just saying it as it is. So, as you're going through these periods right now with exams, I just want you to remember, I'll finish this off right now and I'll finish this off and say this, right? Don't worry about the grades. Do what you can and just put the work in, put the effort, do as much as you can. But if you don't get the grade in the exam day, in the exam results day, it's fine. You know why? Because you know you put the work in, and that is absolutely okay. No one can take that away from you. All it means is, okay, you weren't good enough in this subject. I was shit at English literature. I was shit in certain subjects like other essay writing subject, but that's okay. I'm not going to bring myself down. I'm going to focus on what I can do well and the subjects that I'm good at, and then focus on my other things that I can improve on. That's fine. You don't have to be great at everything. And I think that's the mindset that people need to change. Because I suffered from that shit, man, and it's not good. So, like I said, just do what you can with as much as you can. That is all. Whatever happens after, happens. It's out of your control. Everything starts from zero. When are you going to start? Peace.